promo that I'm about to do. It's called A Motivated Me. A Motivated Me is what I would call one of the most awesome weekends you will experience. It's a weekend-long motivational seminar, and your life is going to be totally changed and transformed. Throughout the weekend, you may just hear yourself speaking in an accent. If you do, it's probably because you're from Trinidad. Now, people hear my accent, right, and they're like, "Are you Jamaican?" And I'm like, no, I'm from Trinidad. And they'd be like, "Well, what part of Jamaica is that?" I'm like, "It's the southern part of Jamaica. That's exactly where it is." Now, I was born legally blind, and I tell people, legally blind means they will not give me a driver's license. That never stopped me from driving. I told that at a seminar, the organizer snatched the mic. He's like, "Please tell us the street and the time where and when you'll be on the road." But there are some struggles with blindness. One of the greatest struggles I've had with being blind is the awful and the low expectations people heap upon me. I mean, people are surprised that I can tie my shoes. I'm like, wait till you see me brush my teeth, you know what I mean? You ain't seen nothing yet. And these low expectations, if I'm not careful, they would rob me of any success I can possibly have. But what I've realized is worse than blindness is lack of vision. Is not being able to see beyond tomorrow, not being able to choose your company and your set your agenda. And a lot of times people don't own their lives. They allow other people to rob them. They make excuses about their past. They don't own their life. And let me tell you something, the reason this weekend is going to be transformative, the reason that your blind spots will be enlightened and that you will begin to prosper is simply because you are going to learn how to own your own power. You see, let me tell you something, if you win the rat race, you're still a rat. And you know what, the rat race this weekend, we're going to learn how to exit the rat race. The rat race is jobs that you hate. The rat race is living a life that you don't enjoy but think you're stuck. You're not. You're not. You're not. You can own your life. Let me tell you what I mean. Happiness, I believe, is a choice. How many people believe that? Yeah, happiness is not in your cereal. You don't wake up with it in your juice. It's a choice. And you have to plan your happy moves. Let me tell you one of the things that I did when I lived in California. I would travel 2 hours to hook up with a buddy, and we would go bike riding. I'm riding on my own bike. Don't try this at home if you're blind. And he would guide me as he rode behind me. He'd be like, left, right, light pole, pothole, right? And then when he saw people, he'd ride ahead and he'd tell them, "Blind man coming!" And they like jump out of the way and start cheering me on. But let me tell you, it was a thrill because I was owning my own happiness. I was owning my own happiness. You're going to discover how to do that throughout this weekend. You're going to discover that you don't have to have crutches and make your limitations an excuse. You see? No, a lot of the struggles we have with our relationships is because we fail to accept people for where they are and who they are. Most of the time, we accept people for who they should be. That's a disaster for relationships. One marriage and family therapist said, after practicing for like 60 years, he said the biggest problem with marriages in America is the people who think there shouldn't be any problems. Yeah. So you learn about successful relationships throughout that weekend. You learn about how to be excited about your health and having goals that you actually keep. A lot of the objects in my house, they talk, right? And one of the objects that speak in my house that I really don't care for is my scale. I tell you, man, I stood on that scale, and technology would blow your mind. I stood on the scale, right? And the scale said, only one person at a time, please. I wanted to throw that rotten scale away. But if I should ask you, what do you need to do to be healthy? You're going to give me a bunch of answers, and then I'll ask you, well, why aren't you doing it? You see, good health is not just about information. I had a friend, right? I used to run a non-profit for homeless people and drug addicts and prostitutes in downtown Oakland. And this one lady, she had one lung, and she was still a chain smoker. You see, better health has to be linked with having a big purpose for your life. Amen. And this weekend is going to be all about that. All about that big purpose. You know, successful people, right? You are actually what you think about most of the time. And successful people, they think about their goals most of the time. How many need to have some goals and merge those goals with their values and actually see changes in their lives? This weekend, right, is you learn how to live that full life. I would ask my mom a lot of times for money to buy expensive things. And my mom would be like, boy, do you think money, finish that. You think money grow on trees? I'll be like, yes, mommy, money grow on trees because Bank of America has branches. Then I had to duck because of what was coming. But a lot of times we say that because we have a scarcity mentality. And sometimes you want to do a business and people are like, it takes money to do what? To make money. That's a lie. That's how poor people think. It don't take money to make money. It takes vision, ideas, and partnerships. I'll give you an example. So I run a land development business, real estate business, right? And I was in the islands, and this guy had 30 lots of land, selling for $120,000. And I checked my bank account, but let me just put it this way. I spoke into my pocket and my voice echoed. Alright? And he wanted like 40,000 US dollars down. 30 lots, right? So here's what I did. I wrote up some contracts. I sold some 5 lots for $8,000 a piece to friends and family. And I got his down payment. How much did it cost me? Not a dime. So it doesn't take money to make money. It's vision, ideas, and partnerships. You're good. It's not about working hard, but it's about working what? Smart. But in order to work smart, you need to increase your smarts or your financial intelligence. Man, let me tell you, over this weekend, we will teach you how to be creative about creating assets and take your life to another level. Put it together, everybody, because you're going to be explosive throughout this weekend. Give yourself a round of applause.